Okay, we're going to go through our first leadership module. So what we're really going to do is look very broadly at some of the ethical concepts. We're going to really take a deep dive into the Code of Ethics. We're going to start looking at some of the emerging trends in healthcare and how, as leaders, it's important to keep up to date with those trends and also examine the ethical ramifications of those trends. And many times, how healthcare evolves, there are some wonderful benefits to actually advancing the science of healthcare. But there's also some issues that need to be examined as well. So as leaders, it's very important to embrace the evolution of healthcare and also to examine in the long term those ramifications that may be consequential to some of those innovations and evolving trends in healthcare. So this helps us to really examine contextually in the context of ethics some of those trends that are occurring in healthcare that we may not really think about beyond the here and now, that we really need to think about what does the future look like with some of these evolving trends. So you're also going to start laying the groundwork for actually looking at your ethical vision, mission, and value statement. So again, this course is foundational for you to develop your ethical leadership practice. So we're really going to start from the beginning to start assimilating some of these concepts and have you really exercise that very critical, reflective thought into what your leadership practice is going to look like and what you stand for as a leader. So let's go ahead and take a look at the module itself. So again, as leaders, and many of you are educators as well, so we really want to look at how we as leaders help to mold the future as far as those nurses or other healthcare providers that we have within our scope of influence. So again, this is the time to really reflect on some of those pieces and how we act and how we can help mold the future of healthcare. So we're going to dive into, of course, our first introduction, and you are going to establish a quote that is very meaningful for you, and you're going to explain why it's meaningful for you. And this is all about sharing really that very strong moral cloth that each of us have different cultural values and beliefs, and it's important for us to understand where each of us comes from, because we all have unique perspectives and we have to be respectful of that. So sharing that information is very helpful as we lay the foundation for this course. We're also going to do our forum as well, and you're going to go through the information that's encased within the module, of course. You're going to finish up reading The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, and we're going to look forward in module number 2 to having a discussion board about our forum about that book itself. And again, you're laying the foundation and building that understanding of some of those ethical concepts that you're actually going to apply as we have our discussions on the Henrietta Lacks book. So this is really kind of a very rich discussion that we can have through the lens of this particular book. So you're going to carefully review the PowerPoints for the Code of Ethics. Again, this is foundational information that you will build upon as we move forward. You're going to read chapters 1 and 2 in your Grace book. Again, foundational concepts. And you're going to look at the blueprint for nursing. And this is just the executive summary, and know that you can access the entire summary. It's much longer than the executive summary. But know that this is here and that resource is available to you. We're going to be looking at some of the trends that are occurring in healthcare. And of course, there's a link to the forum, and there's a content folder as well. So again, as we alluded to in the orientation, there are resources available to you throughout the course that, again, will provide you with some information that will be helpful to you, some resources that will be helpful to you as you construct some of your future forums or your assignments as well. So many of much of the content actually is very helpful for you to use as you move forward again in the course itself. So just know that there are several resources that are listed here. This is not all inclusive, and again, feel free through the forums to share what you found within your searches as well. So if you need anything, let me know if you have any questions or concerns, and I also welcome any suggestions or feedback. So take care now.